ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since you've heard from me because Helene, I had my airplane in the Hendersonville airport, and as you may know, it got hit by Helene and the whole airport flooded. And as a result of that, I lost my hangar. My landlady who rented me the hangar, her house was flooded. She moved to California with her kids, and I had to find a place for my little plane. So I got it out. It had a lot of water in it and around it. And by the time I got to it, I was able to clear it out a little bit. Anyway, I took the wings off of it, brought it home, and sat it in my backyard all winter. And on a warm day, the warm days I had, I would take it out and clean the wings and pressure wash it and mop it and all that. Got it looking pretty good. Quickly got the oil out of it after the flood and the fuel. Checked the motor out. It seems to be fine. It's now at the Fairview Airport in Landrum, and this is the maiden flight of the Phoenix, I call it, because it hadn't flown in 8-9 months, and this is my maiden flight, and I'm trying to remember if I know how to fly it, and will it fly, and will it run right after all the work I've done. So this is the maiden flight of the Phoenix, taking off from Fairview Airport near Landrum, South Carolina, down the mountain, unlike where I was before, which was in Hendersonville, up the mountain. So stay with me, and I'll try to describe what we're doing here. I didn't want to bore you with taxiing out, so I edited it out. So here we are on the threshold, about to take to the air for the first time in a long time. I'd say about 8-9 months. So I appreciate you staying with me and subscribing to this thing if you like these little videos. I've made some improvements to the plane. You can see my panel is a lot nicer than it was, and I polished the aluminum, got it looking really good. I mean, there's no evidence of any mud or storm water in it anywhere that I can find. And you notice how quickly it accelerates on this little paved runway. If you call what that runway is paved, you can see it's patched terribly. A lot of grass in it. But here we are. We're ascending. And this is the beginning of the coastal plain of South Carolina. The elevation's about 1,100 feet above sea level, where my airport before was about 2,200 feet. So it's warmer down in the Landrum area, but it's not too far from where I was. It's about a 17-mile hike from where I live to this airport. So you can see what we're talking about here. It's a pretty calm day. I chose it so that I wouldn't have any wind or crosswind issues to deal with. But it's running good, and I'm happy with it so far. So I've been looking forward to this, but also dreading it, because you never know what might have been damaged that you didn't know in a flood. The only reason I was able to rehab this little guy is because it's all aluminum, and didn't have any wood to worry about or fabric. And actually, it's probably cleaner than when I first got it or had been flying it. And there's a good bit more flatland around the Landrum area, so really, if you're going to have a problem with an engine, it's better to be down here in the flatland, because there's a lot of open space you might be able to put it if you have a problem with your power. But because this is a maiden flight, I wanted to keep it short, just do a little, just to go around the patch a couple of times. One time, really, my wife had something to do. She came with me, gave me moral support, and so she's down there looking at me, and I told her we'd get back home in time for her to meet her obligation if she'd come with me. So that's where we are. So the road right there on the left, is I-26 that goes down to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and the little airport parallels the I-26 interstate. And so I suppose if you have a real problem, you can always try to land there, even though I don't know if I would attempt such a thing. But it's running good, and I'm feeling good about it. I'm recording this after the fact, so this is a postscript audio recording added to the video. So a little hazy. It's in what is it? It's July, about July 8th, I think it is, of 2025. Everything looks good, feels good. It felt good when I was flying it, and you can see I-26 there on your left. I'm looking forward to exploring new territory with this little guy, as long as it keeps running good. All my buddies have been pulling for me to get this plane back in order and back in the air. It feels good, folks. So I'm descending for the landing at the airport. Now, what may appear to be a runway right above the top of the windscreen is a road. And you'll see as we get closer to the runway, it's almost hard to note that it is a runway, but it is a runway. So I'm glad to have the hangar, even though they're hard to find, believe me, to keep my little plane out of the weather. But it did well in my backyard all those months. I had it partially covered. Here we are on the approach. The runway begins about a third of the way down. That's gravel right above the windscreen. And I think the plan is to extend the runway length where that gravel is, but these guys who own this thing have not done that yet. But anyway, I'm approaching the threshold of the runway now to touchdown. There, we're over the runway now. And you can see it's not in the best of shape, but not too bad. And actually, I was real happy with the landing because I haven't flown this thing in 6 or 7, 8 months. And I kept thinking, how do I do it? Do I remember how to do it? But I did, so I'm happy about that too. So I appreciate you guys looking at this thing. This little plane, I would recommend it to anybody. It's easy to fly. It's docile. As long as we can keep the little half VW running good, we're all right. I think structurally it's just as good as it was, if not better. I made some improvements in it by cleaning it and oiling it and checking everything out while I had the wings off. There's a few bumps in this, as you can tell just then. I'm trying to learn where they are so I can avoid them. I wish they would improve this thing, make it better, which is the plan. The guy who owns this whole area is an engineer, and he travels the world, I understand, building bridges and roads and stuff like that. And he's got a high-performance plane that he keeps in another place, but he owns this airport and keeps it up to the degree it's kept up. There are only 3 hangars here that he rents. And again, I'm very, very pleased to have one because they're hard to find. And so we're going on in, put it up for the morning, and save it for another day. There's a little hesitation. You can tell from idle to run up. And that's one of the things I got to do is adjust the carb so it's minimize that hesitation from idle to full power. So I was playing with it there just to see if having it warmed up really well made a difference in that. There's my hangar. I share it with a Piper Cub that you can't see in there right now. But, it hasn't moved since I've been here, which is about 2 weeks I've been in this hangar. Glad to have it. Glad I was able to fly it. Glad it's flyable. Glad I was able to get the dirt out of it and everything else as a result of the flight. So that's my 2025 video of my Ultracruiser, and I'm going to name this plane the Phoenix because it came from the ashes to fly again after being flooded. And hope you enjoyed it, folks.